Hangout for guitar gear and news. Today, we are covering the best of 2025 with some honorable mentions by the group. So there was a poll in the group, so we've got honorable mentions from there, and stuff that we covered in our podcast where we covered what we thought was the best gear, plus some extras we might have chucked in as well.
Absolutely. Welcome. Budget pedal chap here, and of course joined by Lee. And as he said, we're going to be talking through the stuff that we think and that the Peapod group thinks are the best and most influential bits of gear from 2025. Let us know down in the comments below what you think are the best choices as well, and let us know kind of what you think of our choices as well.
Yep, exactly that. So, where do we want to start?
So, 2025 has been the year of the NAM profiler. No, there's no denying that. There's been such a buzz around the NAM profiler, and the biggest one is probably, or the one that kind of kicked it off was this.
It's quite small, really.
Absolutely, is the Sonicake Pocket Master. That's where it all started. I think it was the later end of 2024, but like it really kind of exploded into popularity.
Yeah,
in
it wasn't the first one released, but that's what really kicked off the big wave.
Yeah, I mean, we did a video on NAM players the year before because we kind of saw that this trend was coming, but like this made it convenient. It made it like a NAM profiler in a pocket solution, so that you didn't have to boot it up on your PC and run through like an interface and play that like that. It was all just kind of attached to a tiny little pocket-sized multi-effects unit. Like absolutely excellent bit of kit. That then, of course, brought around stuff like this, which is the Valeton GP-5, and then kind of late end of last year, and the early part of this year was the Valeton GP-50, like taking that concept going even further.
That's right. We've got a couple of people in the chat already. We've got Michael Rigby, who I actually know. Irek.
Good evening.
And we've got Block Collider, I think that says, and greetings from Netherlands. I drove through your country the other day.
Nice. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments below of our suggestions for the most influential guitar gear picks of 2025. So of course we've mentioned the Pocket Master and the Valeton GP-5. We've done loads and loads of videos about NAM profiling and what it stands for and why it kind of became popular. But as a kind of TLDR, it's almost like the Kemper style amp profiling, but in an open source way where it's free for everyone to use.
Yeah, I mean, free as long as you got the hardware to do it. So this is one that I got this year from Sonos Lab. Very, very good. It's got some great ones built in, and you can obviously add your own. And as long as you've got a bit of gear like this, or the GP-5, or the GP-50, which we've done a lot of coverage on as well, and the what's that little one called?
The Pocket Master.
Pocket Master, that's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you've got something like that, you can use it like a Kemper. You can't do the capturing with it. That's a whole different ball game. But you can use the captures that other people have done, and that's pretty bloody cool, to be fair.
And we've mentioned it in all of the kind of NAM profiling videos that we've done. But there's a website tone3000.com where there were something like over 6,000 different captures available.
They need to rename that, aren't they?
yeah, absolutely. So like loads of people are taken to this, and the community is only getting bigger and bigger. The drawback of these little units, because they are so small and they are so affordable as well, like I think about 50 odd quid for this one and a little bit more for this one because it's in a metal enclosure, so like 60-ish quid.
Yeah, I mean, even GP-50 is under 100, isn't it?
Just over. But yeah, like very, very affordable. The drawback of all of these is that they don't have the DSP of something much bigger, like the bigger units, like even the bigger Sonicake units. So when you engage the NAM profiling aspect of this, it disengages the amp and the cab section. So you have to use NAM captures that are of the amp and cab themselves. Otherwise, you get like a kind of direct into desk kind of preamp tone, which you
It's
could
fine if you run in an IR afterwards.
Yeah, you could run something like this that's an IR loader, go just using that as a preamp, but like that's something to be wary of. There are loads of like full amp rigs on Tone 3000. I have only scratched the surface and have found loads of really cool examples. So
Yeah, Block Collider is saying he's very invested into his Tonex, and his Tonex he's got the H90 as well.
I've got a Tone X here somewhere.
Yeah, and I've got
One of-
H90
Yeah.
just over. What bloody hell is it? Oh, it's up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, both absolutely fantastic. But they were not of 2025.
Yeah, Tone X1 was 2024, I believe.
Yeah,
Which like absolutely brilliant bit of kit, and like very much in the vein of these small compact multi-effects units. That one's only got better this year as well, and we talked a little bit in the guitar stuff of the Anim on the Fret Talk podcast about the update actually for this, which was really cool.
Yeah, brilliant gear, really good.
Absolutely.
I think that one did that win Gear of the Year last year.
It might
stuff for the Anim, sorry.
I can't remember. I'd have to pull it up on the little document that I've got. Not whilst we're live, because we're talking about 2025 today. Indeed. We're not looking back into the past. We're talking kind of the past. We're talking 2025 and into the future as well. So NAM profiling absolutely huge this year, with the GP-50 coming out like late end of last year, early this year. I don't think that's going to slow down. I think it's only going to go bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Right, okay, what's next?
So we're taking cues from the poll that we did in the Pedalboards of Doom group. Of course, the Pocket Master was mentioned, but the one that kind of won out for the poll in Pedalboards of Doom was in fact the Tone King Imperial floor amp unit thing,
which we don't have here right now, but we have something similar. So it's a flamp, or what we affectionately call flamps, which are floor amps. They have valves in them, or tubes for our American listeners, and they are basically an amp that goes on your pedal board. I think it's a preamp. Yeah, it is only a preamp, so it's not a full amp. Whereas these Victory ones are full amps, so they've got the power side in them as well. But they do preamp versions of these. I'm mumbling.
I tell you what, that Imperial, the Tone King Imperial would pair incredibly well with, and it's something that we were talking about just before we started the live stream, is the Rockboard power
mods.
Yeah, power mods.
Yeah,
which, tell us a little bit about those actually, because you've been really impressed with them. I know, like you're working with Rockboard, but it's like a really impressive bit of kit, isn't it?
They would also pair really well with the NAM profilers as well. So they're basically very affordable power amp solutions. They are actually full amps, but they're with the emphasis on the power side of it. And they go into the slots in Rockboard. So in the Rockboards, you've got mod slots, and they can go in there, but they can fit on any amp. Any pedalboard. Yeah. But they are very good with a Rockboard. And I mean, there's not that much to them other than they're going to make your gear work straight from your board, and that's really great. Whereas like the Victory stuff, the V4 amps, they have that power amp built into them, which is great, so you can run straight from something like this. But if you don't have that and you just have a preamp, such as the Tone King Imperial amp, then you can pair that up with something like the Power Mods or Seymour Duncan Power Stage or something like that. They're all very much in the same
Yeah, like
wheelhouse.
the same kind of ballpark. Whereas like the power stages were more designed as a thing that weren't like didn't sit on your board. It was more that would sit at the back line and kind of power
Yeah,
the
they've
cab
got
there.
smaller ones though that you see on boards now.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but they don't have one that tucks into the board and integrates into the board itself, which is where the power mod really shines. That it's there, but it's out of the way. It's like turning your pedal board into an amp itself, which is pretty bloody sweet.
Yeah, I mean it's like giving you more pedal board real estate there, isn't it? If
Yeah,
you've got one that sits on top of the board, then it's taking up a slot on your like designated pedal space. So
yeah,
like that's a really cool one, and it would be something that paired really well with something like this because great, but it's line level, so you need to amplify it. So
exactly.
something
I
like
mean,
a power mod.
Michael's saying that he loves his Black Star amped for live use, which is another flamp. And I remember you getting that, Michael. I remember when you got that. It was, I'm glad you're still enjoying it.
Yeah, they've done a few of those over the past couple of years. It's really hard to keep track of where they're at with that. But yeah, they did do those like the what were they called again? Sorry,
The amped Black Star
amped.
amped.
Yeah, like the amped, and then there was like the amp 2 and amp 3 in quite short succession. I think the most
Great
recent
naming
one.
convention. That.
Yeah, but they did different things, didn't they? Like so. Like the original ones were like maybe one channel, and then they did one that was like a 2 channel with a boost as well.
You know what they would call the next one?
Amped 4, probably, I would
Uh, uh,
imagine.
the amp remains the same. I tried them at Guitar Summit, and yeah, I think I messaged you saying these are really good.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I was surprised because I've never been that keen on Black Star stuff. I've always found it a bit lackluster. But when I tried that, I was like, okay, all right, I'm feeling this. This is good.
I used to run a HT5 as a practice amp, and then I enjoyed it so much that I went out and bought a 40 for gigging. So I've been a fan of Black Star for a long time. Um, so I don't doubt that it would be an absolutely brilliant bit of kit. So that's the only flamp that we kind of saw this year that I'm aware of. It was more of a trend in kind of 2023, 2024. But it's nice to see that that's still going and that a little resurgence in that.
Yeah, yeah. Other than, or like you say, the power mod, which I guess you could call out a flamp as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Blocked Collider said that is he mistaken in saying that the Dark Class anagram, which did come out last year as well, if I remember rightly, supports NARM files? I don't know, but I'd like to know. So if you could maybe Google that for us and let us know in the comments, I'd be really interested to find out.
Yeah. Dark Glass is a company that we don't tend to have much,
It's all
much.
base
Yeah,
stuff, isn't it?
because it's aimed at our kind of lower tuned 4-string brothers.
I think what I find funny about the anagram is Dark Glass was owned by the guys who now own Neural DSP. They sold it to Korg because
Hmm.
they called Cortex, and then Dark Glass have now made the anagram, which is like their own version of the Quad Cortex in a way.
Yeah, with the NAM profiling. Cool.
Mm.
Right, there were a bunch of pedals released in 2025. Of course, there would be. None more notorious than the like boss's take on the Digitech Whammy,
Yeah,
the XS1.
and
Sorry,
here we don't have a whammy either.
no, no, we don't have a Whammy, but we had got an XS1 in. Our good pal Jason, who also does video creation on Pedalboards team, he did a video for that on the channel, and
Yeah,
it's doing quite well as well.
yeah, he did. He did a great job of that video. I really enjoyed watching it. I mean, I also want one of them pedals. I kind of want a Digitech whammy though. I might have to speak to Digitech because it'd be a nice one to get on board.
Yeah.
Um, I think we should all have one of them in our arsenal.
Ex-
Arsenal. I knew you were gonna.
Excuse me.
Block Collider said, yes. Yes, he did check the website, and yes, it does support non-profiling. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
That's really really cool. I'm impressed by that. Wonder how
that's.
many non-profiles there are for bass.
I mean, there are available. Like I've definitely seen some on Tone 3000. That's quite interesting to see. It kind of backs up the point that 2025 is the big boom for NAM profiling.
Mm,
If a company as high profile as Dark Glass, including it on their stuff.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And there is another bit of gear we're talking about a little bit later that they are umming and ahhing about adding the non-profiling to that as well. So we'll cross that
Yes,
bridge when we come to it. But
yeah, I don't think it's going to be too much of a too much of a surprise, but we'll leave that one a little bit for later. Um,
yeah,
so we've mentioned the XS1. There are also other pedals that were kind of bandied about on the guitar stuff of the Annam. One of which I'm not going to say where it came in the pedal category, but it definitely ranked quite highly. Was this? In fact, I'm gonna go.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go full screen for me so you can see this one. Here we go. This is the Thorn Bad Cash, and you'll notice I've got some quite extreme settings here because yesterday, where all my troubles seemed so far away, yesterday I was doing a demo on this one for my channel. Now,
Oh yeah.
oh, I was indeed. It will be coming out this Friday. So
Well, as someone who works for Fawn Sound Labs,
yeah,
I was anxious about putting that into Gear of the Year, but it got such a good response from everyone. People really loved it, and you liked it. I like it. It's not my favorite pedal from the range. My favorite pedals from the range, I actually have them to hand, are this one, which is the Silver Spurs, which will be backwards for you, I think. Um, so it looks like it says Shrubs. Shrubs. Is it? Okay, nice one. Um, but this sounds like a Marshall, particularly like a Silver Jubilee, but you can get every tone out of it, every Marshall tone. And there's been a slew of reviews come out about it in the last couple of weeks, and it just reminds me how much I love this. This is so bloody good. But maybe topping that, believe it or not, is a boost. We got
yes, the boost that was like it really wowed me when you told me about this. I'm going to put you back on screen again. It'll
all right.
shut me up. Have a talk about this beautiful boost.
So that one, which is Le Freak, this is so cool. It's so cool. This will basically turn any amp into a free channel amp, any drive pedal into a free channel drive pedal. What you've got is you hit the boost and you've got a boost, but you've also got a damping as well, so you can low cut the lows, so you can cut the lows and tighten up your tone. But then when you hit the freak, you kick in this, which these two knobs in the middle, which is a mid EQ. So you choose the frequency you want to push or cut, and then you push it or cut it. So
Yeah,
you've got the boost to knock your signal up, and then for your lead channel, if you like, you can hit the freak.
yeah, kind of boost those mids and really kind of push yourself in the mix in the EQ spectrum.
Yeah, I mean this is like I think it's like 119 quid. It's really cheap. It's two pedals in one. It's called a dual stage booster because
Yeah,
obviously it's dual stage. But the fact that it turns anything it goes into a free stage bit of gear. So if you've got a single channel amp, then it turns it into a free channel amp. If you've got a two channel amp, it turns it into a six channel amp. So it's so good,
yeah,
so good.
it's very versatile, isn't it?
Mm.
Look, it's taken a swipe, in my opinion, at something like the TC Spark, which is this kind of like multi-tool for boosting. Whereas it's doing it in a different way, and it's doing it with like the dual stage, but it's like you've got that mid push, you've also got like the pure volume push.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are videos out there about it now. Go and watch them because that. I mean, there are many Marshall in the box pedals out there. This one is a particularly good one. The Silver Spurs is, but I don't think there's very many pedals out there that are doing what this does.
Yeah, yeah. It's looking at boosting in a different way, and it's like you says, if you're pushing it into an amp, that's kind of where the real magic happens with like really getting that saturation, really getting that kind of amp cooking.
Yeah, I mean, one of the videos that someone did for the Silver Spurs, one of his complaints was he does like we do on Pedalboards doing. We do pros and cons, and he was doing pros and cons of this on Jamie Slay's, and he was saying, okay, one con would be nice if it had presets, and I was like, well, chuck the freak on it, and then
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
got
to the freaky front, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, that gives not just presets to this, that will give presets to every drive pedal in your chain.
Yeah, anything you're kind of pushing it into. Yeah, it's really cool. A lot. It's been a really like a really strong opening kind of pedal lineup from Thorn Sound Labs.
Yeah, and we're going to be at NARM as well. So if I mean, because I work for Rockboard and I work for NARM, sorry, and I work for Thorn, I'm going to be pottering between the two.
Yeah.
But if you are around, you can message me, let me know you're going to come over because I might have something secret to show you that is about pedals. It's not dirty. Yeah,
Yeah, a
we
little
might
bit
have
of an inside scoop.
yeah on what's coming up from Thorn in this year, hopefully. So
Very nice.
fingers crossed.
And
You'll be able to get a little bit of an inside scoop, as you say.
yeah, and you've not even let me into that knowledge, and like we work together. So
Yeah, as and when I can, I will. But you know, who knows what's going to get to a certain point and then go, actually, no, that's shit.
yeah,
But no, that so far so good. I'm QCing things as they come through now. So
very cool.
yeah, things have to get past me first.
Well, speaking about pedal companies who have made their start in 2025 and come out swinging,
Yes.
I want to mention Affordable pedals. Right, so this, in fact, I'm gonna put myself on the screen here. This is one of about 3 different pedals in the Affordable line. It looks amazing. Look at that. That is a beautiful looking graphic on the front of this one. This one's the 800. No prizes as to figuring out which one this one is. This is actually Mr. Affordable's
So Vox.
very own number one. So this one I've got on loan. There is another one that is aimed at a Voxy sound, and that is the one that we mentioned on the Guitar Stuff of the Annum over on the Fret Talk podcast, and it got some accolades, and that was
the one I want the most actually of the range. Is the one I want the most.
yeah, and that was of course the Supersonic. Not only was 2025 the year of NAM profiling, it was the year of Oasis as well. Like after the best part of like 15 years, something like that. Oasis.
And the rest, keep going.
Yep. Oasis stopped their kind of loggerheads, their friction.
Bickering.
Yeah, kind of childish bickering. Like brothers do sometimes, and they buried the hatchet. They got back together, and then their stadium tour, like finally went underway, and people who've been there. Joe Halliday of Hello Sailor went to see them, and he says they were phenomenal. So it like inspired by that. I'll just ignore you. Inspired by that kind of that fresh rejuvenation of kind of Britpop energy, the kind of British music. Affordable worked with JSA to create the Supersonic, which was aiming at those early Oasis tones, like the kind of What's the Story, Morning Glory tones, and like the earlier albums, those like really raw Vox kind of cranked, getting super super articulate but super saturated drive tones. Yeah, and like I say, they've released kind of three, maybe four pedals within this year, and they've come out swinging basically. So I wanted to give a big shout out to those.
Yeah, no, they're really great, and they do feature in the guitar stuff for the anim. And so if you want to find out where, go and listen.
Yeah, like I say, they got some accolades, but which position did they come in? They in fact actually featured. They featured in two different categories as well, didn't they? Which was amazing.
Yes, they did. So
we
what else, something else that we saw quite a few of in 2025 were blues breakers.
Yes, yeah.
We didn't really mention any of these in guitar stuff for the anime. I mean, we did. They popped up, but no one really backed anyone in particular. I mean, I really wanted to push this, which was the Brothers AM, because this was fantastic. It's really, really great, and it does loads and loads of stuff. But yeah, in 2025, this was a big deal. But this is bloody hell, it's so heavy. This is quite literally a big deal. And this is from another company that we also really love, because we love Chase Bliss. So Joel and the team are great. I'm trying to. Yeah, so this is the Throne of Tone. This weighs about a kilogram. It's crazy. And this is also I mean, they both do the same job. But
King of Tone, kind of blues breakery inspired.
Yeah, the tones are different. Yeah, they do not sound exactly the same, but they're in the same ballpark. They both are dual blues breaker pedals. I've got to give it to Warm Audio for just building such a tank. I mean, this thing is serious. Look at all those switches.
Yeah,
you just want to be pressing them, don't you? They're great. This thing is it's so good.
It's like mission control, that is, isn't it? Like flicking on all of those little toggles.
And it really has that sort of aesthetic of the early Marshall pedals.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. It's I like looking at that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But this is fantastic as well. I mean, there's so much you can do with this. But it's also set and forget, because once you've got it going, you've got 3 banks of 3 presets. So once you've got left side on, right side on, other way around, left side on, right side on, and then both on together, and then you can switch to the middle, and you can change what they do, and then you can change there. So you've got 9 presets built into that. That's pretty cool.
Am I right in remembering that this had like a treble booster mode in it as well?
It's got the Beano boosting.
Yes.
Which is the bit in the middle, if you can see there.
Fantastic, yeah.
So you got 2 different flavors. You got off, and then you got 2 different flavors of the boost. And one of the things I did with it was to try and get a very Brian May like sound out of it. It was pretty cool. Worked really nicely. Yeah, bloody cool. Really, really cool. And what was that other one that Jason played? It was like this, but like a quarter of the size.
Oh, it was called the Blue Whale, I believe.
Yeah,
by a slightly smaller company.
Ironic.
Yeah. Yeah, a small version of it still had the kind of the aesthetic of the blues breaker pedal, like that kind of pedal enclosure, but it was a really small version. Like all of these things as well. We've got videos about those. I'm pretty sure we'll put links up in the like the top, like the cards here, and maybe do some links down in the description once we finish the live stream as well, in case there's any of those that you wanted to catch up on. Please do, because like we've put time and effort into these videos, and they're still good.
I would say Warm Audio have like really impressed me with their quality to detail, and like I know they do a lot of copies of other stuff, but they're really good copies, and they're usually of like products that aren't in production anymore, and if they're not, they're their own take on them. They don't just do a plain copy.
Yeah, I mean, I personally had covered the Tube Squealer this year, which was it looks like a kind of one of the hand wired 808s, but had an 808, a 9, and a 10 kind of voicing within it, and had like humbucker and single coil voicings. It was phenomenal. It was like the Swiss Army knife of the Tube Screamer world.
And we got their C1 demo from Jason as well. So they've got a C1 clone. I've got one over there. It's so good. It's over there because it's on a board. So
Yeah.
that's why I haven't got it to hand.
Yeah, very authentic times, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
We've held off long enough. Of course, the kind of biggest announcement of the year, the GTA 6 of the guitar world, is the Helix Stadium.
Yeah, end game.
That's it. Yeah, it almost was, wasn't it? Because we'd been through those cycles of people going, "Oh, is this the year that they do the Helix 2? Is this the year?" And then just out of nowhere, Line 6 drops like, "Oh, there's going to be like a live stream this evening, and we're announcing something." And then it was boom. We've updated the Helix line.
Yeah, I mean, I chat with Line 6, the guys like Paul and stuff over at Line 6 regularly, and I'd had no idea this was coming.
Yeah, very
Really
very well.
Yeah.
Very well well kept secret. So like the Helix itself, like the original Helix, was probably kind of knocking on for 10 years by this point.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
But look, a lot of the demos that I do for Pedalboards of Doom and for my own channel, Budget Pedal Chap channel, runs through an HX Stomp, because like the tones are impeccable, they are reliable, they sound great every week.
And people often say to him like, "Oh, your amp sounds really great. What are you running through?" And he also gets the odd guy saying, "Oh, this is fine if you're running through a 10 grand amp like you are, but what's it going to sound like through my board?" And he's running into a HX Stomp.
Like delicious comments. Keep them coming.
Oh,
yeah, like people like suggesting that I'm running boutique gear and I'm running. In fact, I'll show you on screen. Like this Variax in kind of standard mode. So I just use the single coils, essentially like a Yamaha Pacifica Strat style copy. So like a 400 quid Strat into an HX Stomp on the most basic Fender clean channel that I can.
It's all in the fingers, mate. It's all
that's it, boutique fingers.
It does make us laugh. We often have a giggle at the trolls in the comments.
We do. I mean, it's it's kind of backwards way of thinking, but I kind of take it as a compliment that the tones that I'm getting out of these things are so good that people are convinced that they are more expensive than they are. So like the Helix has been, like, ever since I bought it about 5 years ago, has been a mainstay on my channel. It's been so reliable, and every kind of 6 months you get an update on it where it's like, here's some new stuff to play with. Like, here's some new amps, here's some new effects. Like, we're reconstructing the way that the cabs work in it so that they use less DSP. It's just like, it's phenomenal.
Cool thing. I mean, it's all good and well to get more and more and more and more, but you've got to be able to use it. So where they're like, "Oh, hang on a minute, we've managed to make it so you can use more as well." That's really cool. It's like sideways thinking.
Yeah, because like you can't update the processor in a unit that's already out. So let's make the thing, like the things that are in the pedal, take less memory to work. It's just genius. But yeah, so I've been impressed with the Helix ever since I've got it. It's been a phenomenal kit. It's been like a very kind of working tool for me.
Yeah.
And then they announced the Stadium, which is like the next generation of it.
Yeah, I am talking to them, and I am hoping we're going to get one into to demo. And if we're lucky, we might even be able to compare it with something like a Quad Cortex or something like that. That'd be nice.
Absolutely.
But it's really really cool. Block Collider said this is because people listen with their eyes and it doesn't really work. I mean, this is true. You really should like these blindfold tests that people like Andertons do. I've done them before in the past as well. They
Sure.
really do let things shine through, and yeah, if we were in the same place and we were making demos like together, I would definitely want to do blindfold tests because that's where you find the gems.
Yeah, it's where you kind of you the biases of like the visual kind of medium kind of melt away, don't they?
Mm.
Yeah. So the stadium there's been a few big updates on it. I think there's some from HD to 4K amp modeling. Essentially, it's like much more kind of finite detail amp modeling that they've released as part of like the stadium.
But
Amp packs.
I would say arguably they've done a lot of work on how you interact with it. So they've done it harks back to this, like when you say people listen with their eyes. They've got this what's this control called?
It's like a hype or something like that, was it?
I think it is hype actually. And it on one side you've got how it sounds in real life, so as close as they can possibly get to how it sounds in real life. On the other side, you've got how you would have heard it from on an album,
Yeah.
because on an album it's mastered, mixed, and there are other instruments you're hearing that you think, like you might hear the bass with the guitar and they're playing the same note, and you might think it's a much deeper guitar sound than it is. So on the other side of the hype is what it actually what I think people are wanting to hear, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got little buttons as well. So if you like on the screen, if you touch a specific part of the amp or the rig, it will come up a bit of information about it, saying this knob is called a sausage, but it's actually a boost knob, because a lot of people name their fucking knobs really stupidly.
I mean, guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. I do that all the time. But so not only have they upgraded kind of the functionality, the quality of the tones, but they've also they've integrated a feature which isn't for everyone, but for some people this will be like the thing, and it's like integrating like stage signals to like lighting rigs and stuff, where it's so you can incorporate it to kind of almost, so it goes from just a guitar processor to like the brain of the operation.
Yeah, it's a little bit more in depth than that though, because they've made it so it's, like when you're watching a big band and they've got the guitar tech backstage and he's doing the tap dancing, as it were, and he's like changing the pedals over and changing what sounds they're getting and stuff like that. Well, if you program in your song into it, as you're playing through your song, it'll automatically change what your guitar sounds like, what amp you're running into, what pedals are on. So as you're playing to like a backing track or something along these lines, it's automatically changing that, and along with that it can be doing the lighting, and it can be controlling other MIDI devices, so it can change, I don't know, your bassist board or whatever, or if it's electric drums, it can be changing the patches on electric drums and stuff like that. So you can have really clever, intricate songs. And I've seen video where someone did that, and it was actually Paul, and he did it really quick on the fly. So
He's phenomenally at Paul. Like,
he's a bit good, yeah.
I've been a big fan of Paul, like since watching him on Anderton's demo in the Dream rig, like the Line 6 DT20 and the Variax guitars. He's a phenomenal player, and I've had the good fortune of meeting him as well, and he's a really nice chap.
He is, yeah.
So
Cocky Tank 931. I mean, where do people come up with these names?
It's wonderful to meet you, Cocky Tank. I'm glad to have you here. Ignore Lee.
He said, just joined in. Did you guys talk about the Nano Cortex, and where do you And what do you think about it with the update? I don't think that the Nano Cortex came out in 2025. I think it came out in
Yeah,
he said,
late
"Haha, long story about the name." Yeah, I think it was mid to late 23. No, 24,
no
sorry.
24. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it
I
wasn't
mean,
on the radar, unfortunately.
we talked about the update though, didn't we? 3.3.0. I think the updates for the Quad Cortex and the Nano Cortex. Um, we'd considered that for our software of the year kind of update.
That's true. Yeah, we did. Yeah. What was in the update? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like um synth engine kind of stuff, I believe. Let
Yes, it was.
let
Yeah.
us know though. Sorry, who was it? Who mentioned that?
Cocky X Tank 931.
Cocky X Tank. Yeah, let us know because you like we don't actually have the quad cortex. We're working from kind of secondhand information, reading it from the sources basically. So like if you've had actual experience with us with 3.3 Core OS, let us know in the comments because we'd love to hear some feedback on that.
Yeah, I mean, we really want to get more into the neural DSP world, so we can bring you more information on it because we know it's really important to everyone, and we've said to them our community wants to know more about this. So, fingers crossed, we will be able to answer these questions more.
Yeah, yeah,
ASAP.
yeah. Hopefully, 2026 brings the opportunity for us to bring more of that stuff to you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right, how are we looking now? What are we looking at?
I mean, we look like two middle-aged men talking about guitars on the internet. I don't know what are you asking of me. Oh, like where we're at on the show.
Hmm.
Yeah. What we wanted to do was we wanted to kind of have a look forward to what we think will be the trends in 2026.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I'd mention these poly end pedals
Oh yeah,
because
yeah. Carry on. I'll tell you what. I'll put you big face so you can show us in full.
so I'm going to be featuring these in demos soon. I would have strongly pushed these for gear of the year, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to. Well, guitar stuff for the Anim, he gets annoyed about that. Right, and I'm not going to be able to put them on for next year, obviously. But these are fantastic. So one of these is a modulation pedal, and one of these is a drum machine. And you see these buttons along the middle. They have sequences. Now for a drum machine that makes sense, so you can like put like, okay, you know, bass and then like cymbals and so on and so forth as you go through. However, you've got that on modulation as well, so you can sequence your modulation. The drum machine sounds absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to be featuring it in more and more and more of my demos and playing along to it. But the the modulation is crazy ass. These are kind of Chase Bliss craziness in more accessible pedals because you've got a screen and stuff like that. And I say more accessible, that's arguable because when you put a screen on something, it can lead to option paralysis. And I understand that more than you believe. But I think these are going to be big in 2025, 2026. So
Cool.
yeah, Polyend, they are brilliant. Check them out. I think Andertons have done some demos on them. But I'm going to be doing some demos on them soon. Maybe live stream. Maybe we'll do them full demos. But yeah, keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, if you are interested in those, make sure you subscribe to the channel because that's the best way of it showing up in your YouTube feeds. If you're subscribed and you've hit that bell icon, and it will hopefully serve you up more of our videos. So if you are interested, check it. Like, make sure you
subscribe.
That's it. I mean,
Oh,
if you
we
haven't
have
already,
asked for it, but we
yeah,
hate asking for it because it sounds so fucking cheesy. It really we don't like asking for it, but it helps the channel grow, and we want it to grow. So if you're
yeah,
not subs, drop one, please. It makes a world of difference to us.
Like all of those things that we were mentioning earlier about like talking to companies like Neural, getting us guitar gear over to be able to bring you like the newest and the best like updates and like the best kind of quality gear. We need to be able to tell them like this is like the kind of things that people are asking.
Do you know
This
what
is
though? The ladies and gentlemen have heard this a million times on a million different channels. They
they
get the
have
message. They get
they
the
have
message.
right. So
The
I
biggest
want
thing of 2026.
I think there's going to be more to do with NAM profiling. I think, as you mentioned, the Helix Stadium, they're kind of in and ahhing, aren't they, as to whether NAM profiling should be brought to that. And I
Fingers
think
crossed.
that
Fingers crossed.
yeah, it'd be a really cool thing because I know the Quad Cortex has its own kind of proprietary amp profiling that you can do through the unit itself.
Not yet, but it will have.
I thought it did.
It will have.
Okay. And obviously Kemper's been going for a long while.
Oh no, they brought out the Kemper too.
They did. I mean,
and if you haven't seen that, it is basically a reskin. They brought it out and said, and these are all the features of it, and this is the power of it, and all the specs are exactly the same as the existing like 15-year-old Kemper. So yeah, it's sad because we want nothing more than to see them innovate in the way that they did in the first place.
yes, yeah, like they burst onto the scene with this kind of new technology, and it's kind of getting a little bit old now. And
Yeah,
we need something a bit like a rejuvenation of it. However,
a dead horse, isn't it?
to play with the devil's avocados, like people are still using Kempers. People are gigging them live. They're still using them. They still kind of have relevancy within the guitar community.
Yeah. Another thing that we didn't really touch upon because we haven't had access to it was the Axe effects. It's not called Axe effects, is it?
Yeah, like the Axe 3 and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
the Axe effects is one of their things. Fractal. So the Fractal's new gear that looks really good. And again, we are talking to them, and we want to bring you information, the correct information about all this about all this gear. And once we can get our hands on stuff, then we will.
Yeah. I mean, not just kind of reporting on it in news. We want to give you that first-hand experience.
In the nude.
You can do whatever you want in your videos.
I will leave your hat on.
Yeah. Why, thank you. But so if you are watching this on catch up, let us know what you think will be the kind of the big trends for 2026 as well. We've put a few of our guesses out there. There might be some new stuff as well. And if there's anything that you think is going to be big in 2026, let us know.
I already know of a few of the bits of gear that are coming up for 2026, and it's going in a direction that I wasn't really expecting. And I can't really say much more, but it's kind of like the opposite to digital. So I'm quite interested to see if this trend continues through the rest of the year, because I know, yeah, it's quite interesting. But keep an eye out over the next few weeks, because you'll days and weeks, because you'll be starting to see some what I'm talking about. So that's quite exciting. And hopefully the form pedals, if we manage to get them out, which fingers crossed we will. I really want to try and get one out every quarter if we can. Then yeah, I hope we are able to get in for the guitar stuff for the Annam next year. Or
Yeah.
this year, I should say.
Yeah, very much so. For those watching on catch up, on screen now will be a video that YouTube thinks that you'll like. I'll probably put a link to maybe the GP-50 because that has been incredibly popular recently. So from myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap, and from Lee, we will see you again on the next video.
Yep. Thanks all. See you.